you said, you know, if you just let us learn whatever we want, whenever we want to, we probably get to everything you want us to do, but we just do it in our own way and we'd be able to do it so that it worked. I'm wondering now that you're at the end of these 2 years, you've sort of at times meandered and found the things you're interested in, but there's been things that you required. How would you redesign your learning experience if you could come back in as a 9th grader so that it would be more successful for you?
That's actually a question I've thought a lot about. It's the question I interpret it as is, how would I want to teach myself if I was like my own teacher, which we all essentially are, but like if I was a child. Well, one thing for sure, I would give my past self, I would actually teach him about what's going on in the world. I would like to give him a more worldwide view faster. I would make him care about the projects, care passionately about everything that we do in MPX. If it were me, I would give him more projects that he can take to the stars if he wanted to.
Anyone, no one, I don't hear a lot from you guys in the back row. Come, you have questions you must want to ask. You gotta spend time with them. Don't be afraid to chip in and ask.
What was your favorite topic you studied between the 2 years that you felt you can use most in your life?
Probably psychology and philosophy. I did a lot of independent learning in psychology and philosophy, and I learned many things that some of which I would not want to talk to in school, but others I feel that everybody should know. Like for instance, the brain is strongly affected by repetition. When you remember a memory, you're essentially changing that memory, making it stronger. Even though if it wasn't that great back then, you're remembering it. Or a better way to say it is, if you have like a past memory of a baseball game, 3 years later you remember that baseball game, and it essentially becomes your childhood in that moment that you remember it. That's what you remember your childhood as, and then you start to remember other things about your childhood. But that one memory that you remembered first, there's a strong connection to it in your brain. It's more exaggerated in your brain. And this can be applied to many areas of philosophy and psychology about what really is the human mind and what really is consciousness. But that's probably the biggest thing I've learned in my 2 years, or one of the biggest.
In the water project, did they do any sort of studies as far as, like, I know on the Big Island they have these big catchments that, you're able to collect a lot of water, and with Manoa receiving so much rainfall?
Actually, a different group did a project on that water catchment. Will Tutorial particularly headed it, but his idea was to set up just to catch the water from the rain gutters and make use of that.
Do you think your group how have your group working skills been affected by MPX?
I have a better grasp of how teams will work. And as in work, I mean not work as well.
Mm-hmm.
The times when they are distracted, the times when they are misdirected. I would say that I have a better understanding because particularly in a project that I didn't talk about, the mock trial project, I had a group, I was like the head lawyer or something, and I had to manage my team to create Mark Twain, or create an actor for Mark Twain, witnesses and other lawyers for the project. It was really difficult because everybody felt that the project was so far away that it didn't really matter, and that's actually a problem that we all encounter throughout our lives. Exaggeration, procrastination. I had a lot of trouble with getting them to do work instead of playing Clash of Clans, which was a hit back then. It's still kind of is.
So they're playing what?
Clash of Clans. I
Except for Chris.
Do you think the iPad was an enhancement to the program, or do you think to MPX, or do you, how do you think the iPad affected the program?
I feel it was a necessary evil. We had to have it because we needed to do the research using the iPads. Just having that available to us, being able to just go into Google and ask, how does photosynthesis work, and then we get this very complex explanation that's beautifully presented is really helpful in all classes, but it's a significant distraction when it comes to games and Instagram and all those kinds of social networking and games kinds of things, but I think a great student will know how to smartly, intelligently procrastinate at work.
Interesting.
Thank you, Nathaniel.
Yes.
Said.
So I, so.
Really?